Hello and welcome back to my channel. This is Caitlin from Caitlin Plans, and today I'm going to be making an academic spread for the week of February 22nd through 28th. I know this cuts off on Friday, but I use it for the entire week. I will be covering these up anyway, so that doesn't really matter. This is the classic teacher layout. I believe this one is called Pastel Blooms. I've really been loving the teacher layout for my academic planner just because everything has its own row. I'm looking forward to seeing what they come up with in the next back to class release because I do want to continue with the teacher layout for next semester. I'm going to be using the new pressed Florals sticker book. It is quickly becoming one of my favorites, so I just want to use it as much as I can before the new spring sticker books come out, and then I get distracted by those. So I'm really focusing in on those ones that came in the new Be Happy box. Let's get started. First thing I do with this planner is just white out all of those dates on the side. I use the Bic Whiteout Easy Correct. I didn't pull stickers this week. I'm just kind of going as I feel fit. I didn't do a lot of pre-planning. I'm just we're going with what feels right. I'm not going to cover those up just yet because I do want to pick a colorful box that matches the color scheme with the rest of the spread. So I want to get the rest of the spread done before I pick that color, if that makes any sense. There's a lot of beautiful giant quotes in this book. I wanted to use something from this sheet. The foiling did get cut off at the end of the letters, but you can still make out what they say. So I don't think it's the end of the world. I'm thinking this one that says believe you can, probably down here. Because I'm only taking 2 classes this semester and an independent study, I have one extra row to play around with. So this one is kind of the misc row. It's things departmental events that I'm going to, which are kind of tangentially related to classes or just on-campus stuff. So I'm using that for that at this point. There are some weeks where I don't even put anything down here, but it's nice to have some flex space, especially if I do end up having more readings than I do boxes, in which case I would end up doing one class and then another row for that same class and just pushing everything down. I haven't run into that issue yet, but if that arises, I guess I have some flex space to play around with where the classes fall. I'm going to go ahead and clear up some space for that quote in these 2 rows. So this one is for thesis, but I can fit everything that I need for my thesis on one half of the page, so I'm going to use this for my quote section. So I got rid of all of the major lines. These little lighter ones, that's just going to be way too much of a pain to get rid of. So I'm leaving those, but I got rid of the ones that divide the boxes. Let's see. I'm going to put this quote right here. I'm going to add some flowers around it, but we will get to that when we get to that. I just love the lettering in this book, very retro inspired, and the color blocking is beautiful. I love the color palettes in all 3 of the books that came in that box. They're just so distinct from each other. Let me find some flowers because I do want to do a floral corner. I'm thinking I'm really going to play up purple and yellow in this spread in particular. In the other one that I did with this sticker book, I wasn't very particular about what colors I was using. I was just kind of using all of the different flower colors. But in this one, I want to be more picking a color palette. So going with purples, and this is more a blue, but I think it works in the context of this. Put some flowers there. I hope you're not hearing the snow plows outside. We have just been bombarded with snow here. But at least snow plows mean that they're finally clearing off the roads in front of my building. We're on day 3 since the snowstorm, and people are still just getting stuck out there constantly. I got stuck out there once. So not fun out on the roads right now, but happy to see they're doing something about it. I mentioned this in my other video using these particular stickers that I do wish these were on clear because you're not getting the full effect of pressed flowers with this kind of white paper backing. There's a certain kind of transparency to pressed flowers, so if I put this yellow one over the blue, you'd be able to see some of the blue through it, and I think that would be more achievable with clear stickers, but we did not get clear stickers for the flowers in this book. I imagine it's some sort of pricing reason. I bet clear stickers cost more to make, but we will make do with what we have. So this is my floral corner. I think there's some white space here I want to deal with eventually, but we're gonna leave it at that for now. Oh, here's some little leaves I can kind of use to fill in that area. I think that helped a bit. I'm still just not a huge fan of the white outlining, but what can you do? I guess I could like cut the white outlining so it's just the flowers, but that seems like a lot of work for 1 week of stickers. If I was like really going into it, I would, but it's just not worth it. There's no bullet point stickers in that particular book, but I'm taking these ones from Simply Lovely because I like these yellow squares, and I never get the opportunity to use yellow square bullet points. So I'm gonna just kind of fill in where I have readings. So this one, which is a class on like collection, especially in Renaissance and Baroque Europe. I think I have 3 readings this week, so I'm gonna do 3 of those. That was a lie. I actually have 4 readings for that class. And there's a paper due, and I'm discussion leader, so I gotta make some space for that. One of the reasons I picked this book was because there were monthly sized boxes, and the boxes in the teacher planner are sized for a monthly, so that works out well. I want to layer the purple one with this yellow daisy print, but I want to make sure that I do have enough room up in this top row if I were to like layer this one into it. Yeah, I should be fine. We have a pretty light reading week on my top class. So I'm putting that one there, and then I'm gonna pull the purple box because that matches. We'll do this. While I'm at it, I'll stick one of these to-do stickers on it to get rid of that little gap in the corner. The colors match up nicely, so I think that's a good choice. So this one's gonna be for the paper. I need something to mark that I'm discussion leader. There's a lot of colorful boxes in this book, which I do like. Let's see. I don't need a lot of room. We'll just go with this one right here. Could do it like here, I guess. I'm not a huge fan of the fact that this flower is red and it's kind of distracting from my color palette. Maybe I'll stick a different flower on top of it. I'm gonna think on that for a second and just put bullet points in for that top class. I know I need 3 of them. So I skipped this first box so I can go ahead and actually just white out where it says February because I have different plans for this. For an area as large as that, it's better that we use label paper. So I'm just gonna cut some of this. Let's get rid of February up here in the corner. And I did that because I want to do some more florals up here to kind of mirror this floral corner that I have going on down here. Let's get some more stickers on there. I'm not going to do it nearly as big as I did in this area because it's just a lot, especially with those white backgrounds. I'm going to try to space them out and not do as much overlapping. So I have 2 so far. We're gonna need some more. I wanna bring that blue up to that area as well, just because it is in that lower corner. So we'll do that one right there. I'm gonna stick a few little yellow ones in there. I'm only doing the smaller ones in this corner. I know there's gonna be a box right there, so I do wanna avoid that space as much as possible. You can still see a little bit of where February was. I'm gonna find something to cover that up and put February back into place there. For the boxes, I'm gonna go with this shade of purple. I think it should match the flowers pretty closely. Yeah, that looks good. So let's place all of those. I might need to go into a second book to grab more. It's nice to be able to use some of the colored boxes because I mainly stick to the black and the gold ones. Black and gold are my neutrals, so nice to be able to use purple, especially because purple is one of my favorite colors and I don't know why I don't use it more in my planner. I'm gonna go find one more of those. Here we go. One nice looking sidebar. This one right here is gonna be for the class that I TA. And I like to mark their readings as well because I do try to complete all of them just so I know what I'm talking about, even though I've already read them all before because this isn't my first time TAing this particular class, so I'm pretty familiar with the content at this point, but it's always nice to refresh the readings, even though I have like notes and stuff. So there's 5 readings for this class, which is like a decent amount, but they're always really short. And then they also have a quiz that's due on the Friday and like a creative response that's due on the Sunday. So I like to do like a skinny box at the top to mark like the due date and then the details underneath that. So I'll use those same purples that I used in the sidebar to keep it cohesive. Oh, that matches really closely with the one that came out of Pressed Florals. That's good. Okay, so that's where I'm going to mark the due date and then details below. I have a meeting with my advisor on Friday. I don't want this rainbow here. The rainbow doesn't really match. So I want the yellow part. I'm just going to cut the rainbow out of it. A little impromptu sticker surgery today. So this one's going to go here. There's a lot of stickers with rainbows on them in this appointments book, which I find a little puzzling because I felt like the appointments book was geared more towards people who have like a lot of meetings or appointments, like more working professionals, I guess. So the rainbows just didn't exactly match up with what I thought the book was going to be. So I find myself cutting them out of the stickers quite often. I'm going to slap a floral on that little gap though. Here's an idea. I have some of these weird floral scraps. I'm just going to kind of put them at the top of the box. I don't know if it looks good or not, but it gets the job done. For good measure, we will stick 1 yellow flower in there. I'm actually going to layer that a little closer. I think it feels a little disjointed where it's floating. And I've got some buffer space because the other 2 flowers have some white room. There we go, that looks better. I really love this artwork right here, so I'm going to peel up the corner of my meeting sticker. I really don't have anything going on in that miscellaneous section this week. So I'm picking this one. It says Choose Joy, overlapping just slightly. This could use a little purple over here, and I think this is at an angle, but I'm not going to bother with it. So maybe by putting this one right here, it'll make sense of why there's flower scraps sticking out the top of the appointment box. I think that's a good looking cluster. The last thing I need to deal with is the February area. So I pulled this one from the monthly Colorful Boxes book. It's a little bit bigger than I want, and I feel guilty wasting it on this page, but it's what I found. Actually, no, I really hate that. We're gonna skip the box altogether, take handwritten plans. I'm gonna grab February, which is going to go right up here, and then I'll just write the dates directly onto the page. That looks pretty good. Stick one of these bullet points right here in my thesis row for good measure, because I do want to get like at least 1 reading done this week. And there you have it, my academic spread using the Pressed Florals book. It didn't turn out exactly how I had hoped, but it's good enough and we can make it work for the week. If you liked this video, hit that like button down below. You can also subscribe to my channel for more fun planner-related content and follow me on Instagram at Caitlin Plans, where I share after the pen photos as well as photos of spreads that did not get videos. So I hope to see you there. Thank you and happy planning.